I am here in support of Pennsylvania's efforts to classify these 80% receivers as a firearm. This is in the best interest of all Pennsylvanians. The legislature established laws about firearm sales, about firearm ownership, because we have agreed across the aisle that those laws are in the best interest of all Pennsylvanians. If we don't classify 80% receivers as a firearm, we are ignoring a gigantic loophole that allows criminals to skirt our agreed-upon laws designed to keep people safe. Changing this classification will not hurt legal, responsible gun owners, as the Attorney General has said. But this change will stop criminals. It will stop terrorists and other lawless people who can't pass a background check from acquiring a gun through a loophole that should never have existed in the first place. We need to have uniformly applied laws to close loopholes. If something is manufactured to expel a projectile by an explosive, it's a firearm, whether it needs a few holes drilled in it or some assembly.
Now we face an emerging threat in communities across Pennsylvania, the threat of ghost guns. These are DIY firearms that lurk beneath the shadows, often ending up in the hands of those who can't legally buy a firearm on their own. Today, my office is taking the initial step of clarifying, through the official legal opinion that I am issuing today to the Pennsylvania State Police, that under Pennsylvania law, 80% receivers are firearms. They must be treated, regulated, and enforced as such. Just last month, a ghost gun was used by a teen in Santa Clara, California, to fatally kill 2 students and injure others. And stories like that are what we are now seeing on the ground in Pennsylvania, and why we are here with you today. Importantly, these are not 3D guns. These lack serial numbers and other types of identifying information. They're sold without background checks, and these are incredibly easy to make. Since sellers don't conduct background checks prior to selling to kids, anyone could come in and get them, even a convicted felon. Typically, right next to the 80% receiver kit, you can purchase the remaining parts that then turn the frame into a fully functioning firearm. It's my honor to introduce Governor Tom Wolf.
Thank you, Attorney General Shapiro, and thank you to the Pennsylvania State Police for your leadership on this issue and the leadership that you have taken throughout in reducing gun violence. To figure out how we move forward with this. This is the announcement of first steps.
Mark, that's a great question. You're asking, in effect, 2 questions, one about what happens when we come across them and one about guidance. So